Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very glad to have the association of His Grace Chaitanya Prasad Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 5, chapter number 26, Sloka number 22 and 23. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sandubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the daily Srimad Bhagavatam discussions. Today I'm feeling very humbled and blessed to be amidst all of you and learn something, share something, and in that way be blessed by the association of Srimad Bhagavatam with all of you. Kindly let us all offer this Mangalacharana prayer and begin our discussion. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantaradha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. Very happy to be with all of you trying to learn Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading 5th canto, 26th chapter, the description of hellish planets. In that we are today learning the shloka number 22 and 23. It's the prose, so I will myself read it and then translation. I request the devotees to read. You can volunteer at that time. Text 22. Etviha vairajanya rajapurushava apakhanda dharmasetun bindhati te samparetya vaitaranyam nipatanti bhinna maryadastasyam niraya parikha bhutayam nadyam yaduganer itastato bhakshyamana atmana na viyujyamanas uhyamana swaghena karmapakam anusmaranto vinmutrapuya shonita kesha nakhasti medo mamsavasa vahinyam upatapyante. Kindly one of you can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Carry on, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. A person who is born into a responsible family, such as a Kshatriya, a member of royalty, or a government servant, but who neglects to execute his prescribed duties according to religious principles, and who thus becomes degraded, falls down at the time of death into the river of hell known as Vaitarani. This river, which is a moat surrounding hell, is full of ferocious aquatic animals, When a sinful man is thrown into the river Vaitarani, the aquatic animals there immediately begin to eat him. But because of his extremely sinful life, he does not leave his body. He constantly remembers his sinful activities and suffers terribly in that river, which is full of stool, urine, pus, blood, hair, nails, bones, marrow, flesh, and fat. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Next verse also we will be today discussing. Etviha vai vrishali patayo nashta shauchachara niyamastyaktalajjah pashucharyam charanti te chapi pretya puya vinmutra shleshma mala purnarnave nipatanti tad evati bibhit satim ashnanti. Please read this also.
Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
same husbands of low-born Sutra women live exactly like animals, and therefore they have no good behavior, cleanliness, or regulated life. After death, such a person are thrown into the hell called Puyoda.
Puyoda.
Puyoda. Okay, where they are put into an ocean filled with pus, stool, urine, mucus, saliva, and similar things. Sudras who could not improve themselves fall into the ocean and are forced to eat these disgusting things.
Disgusting things.
Disgusting things.
I will read the purport. This shloka has purport. We will read that purport. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung Karmakanda Jnana Kanda Kevala Vishera Banda Amrita Balya Yeba Khaya Nana Yoni Sada Fire Kadarya Bhakshana Kare Tara Janma Adah Pate Yaya. He says that persons following the paths of Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda, which are the fruitive activities and speculative thinking, are missing the opportunities for human birth and gliding down into the cycle of birth and death. Thus, there is always the chance that they may be put into Puyoda Naraka, the hell named Puyoda, where one is forced to eat stool, urine, pus, mucus, saliva, and other abominable things. It is significant that this verse is spoken about, especially about Shudras. If one is born a Shudra, he must continually return to the ocean of Puyoda to eat horrible things. Thus, even a born Shudra is expected to become a Brahmana. That is the meaning of human life. Everyone should improve himself. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4:13, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, four divisions of human society were created by me. Even if one is by qualification a Shudra, he must try to improve his position and become a Brahmana. No one should try to check a person, no matter what his present position is, from coming to the platform of a Brahmana or a Vaishnava. Actually, one must come to the platform of a Vaishnava. Then he automatically becomes a Brahmana. This can be done only if Krishna consciousness movement is spread, for we are trying to elevate everyone to the platform of Vaishnava. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 1866, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Abandon all other duties and simply surrender unto me. One must give up the occupational duties of a Shudra, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and adopt the occupational duties of a Vaishnava, which includes the activities of a Brahmana. Krishna explains this in Bhagavad Gita 9:32. Mam hi parthate pashritya yepisyu papayonaya striyo vaishyas tatha shudras tepi yanti param gatim. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, as well as Shudras, can attain the supreme destination. Human life is especially meant for going back home, back to Godhead. That facility should be given to everyone, whether one be a Shudra, a Vaishnava, a Vaishya, a woman, or a Kshatriya. That is the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement. However, if one is satisfied to remain a Shudra, he must suffer as described in this verse tad eva ati bhibhatsitam ashmanti. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna, all devotees, my humble obeisances to each of you. Today we are learning Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto, 26th chapter, description of hellish planets. In this particular context, we are reading shlokas 22 and 23. As you see, this whole chapter is a description of different hells. I believe 28 types of hell. Can someone confirm? You must have been ongoing daily, so you might be exact in that number, I believe.
Yes, Prabhu.
28, yeah. So after explaining all the different views, the vision of the universe, the horizontal, that is Bhumandala, all the different dvipas starting from Jambu Dvipa up till the Loka, and then there is further all that. And then the vertical, Bhurloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka, and then Jana, Tapa, Mahar, and Satyaloka. And then coming down, subterranean, all that Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Patala, Vitala, all that 7 subterranean. And then way below in the Bhumandala disk, within that is this 28 types of hell, very close to the Pitraloka also. So here in the description, it is told who inhabit these places. Those who are sinful, extremely sinful, they are given a treatment in this place. In the Vedic literatures, the viewpoint of hell is very different than what is described in the other religious paths. In the other religious paths, be it Christianity, be it Islam, hell is described as a permanent place of condemnation, a place where a person who doesn't obey God is thrown into, and he will have to suffer there perpetually, eternally. So better now immediately take to the instructions of that God, whoever it is in their names, and save yourself from hell. This is one of the famous quotations in other scriptures. God saves you from hell. So God is the one who will protect you from eternal suffering. So that's why you should, there is no option, you must surrender to God to be saved from suffering. It's a very clear fear-driven approach which other religious paths explain. Unlike this, Sanatana Dharma, the Bhagavata Dharma, describes hell as a place of suffering, surely, so as to reform the jiva and raise him to higher and higher consciousness. Because unless a person experiences the result of his activities, he will not come to the conclusion of what were the nature of those activities and what he should choose in future properly. So in that light, hell is a place of suffering, but it is not a condemnation for eternity. It is a place where a person, a jivatma, goes for a while. He suffers his due, whatever is due for him because of his bad activities. And he is given again a chance to reform. And if he doesn't use it properly, again he is taken to that place and given treatment of suffering. And again is given a chance to reform. So like this, the Sanatana Dharma gives a very more, how do I say this, hopeful picture that yes, there is a chance for reformation always given to the Jivatma, but it depends on how he can use it, how he has used his free will in past and how he can use it in future. All this is determined by Jiva only. So today we are seeing these two types of hell, Vaitarani and Puyoda. Both are rivers, the rivers in hell. In the Bhumandala, there are rivers. One of the characteristic of different varshas is different rivers. When it comes to describing Bharata Varsha, in the Bhagavatam, you have just now read which all types of names of rivers are there. It's described there: Ganga, Yamuna, Tamraparni, Godavari, Narmada, Kaveri. These are the names it is told. And these rivers are described as most holy and auspicious. Anyone who is born near there, anyone who takes bath there, anyone who serves that rivers is blessed, is given pious credits. But here are the rivers in hell, which are the places of suffering, inauspicious. Vaitarani and Puyoda. So two rivers. Vaitarani is for which category of people? Any of you quickly can note and say which category of people reach
Kshatriyas
Vaitarani?
who don't follow their prescribed duties.
Yeah, Kshatriyas or even respectable post holders, you can say, representing government. If they don't do their due duties, in fact, they neglect it. That's important word. They fall there into Vaitarani. And Puyoda, who fall here? Who fall here?
Shudra women.
Shudras.
Oh.
Means basically men, women, both. In fact, here it's mentioned shameless husbands of Loba and Shudra. Means all are going there practically. So those who are in the shloka, it is told here, you can see, Nashta Shauchachara, Niyama Tyakta Lajja, Pashucharya. These are the clear features of a Shudra who has no higher engagement or duty. He has lost all the sense of cleanliness, all niyama he has forsaken, all shame he has left, and is doing out and out shamelessly sinful act. Basically, he has become a pashucharya, animal, like that. So in the little time we have, I just thought we can discuss a few aspects of Bhagavata, the Siddhanta. I'm trying to present here in whatever way I have heard and learned from my gurus. So yes, the first one. First of all, what is it that leads a Jivatma to hell? We will see that. Secondly, okay, if he has reached hell, how can he elevate himself? What are the ways, what are the methods which God, Krishna, has made in this world to elevate Jiva? Then, surely in the shloka, in the purport, Prabhupada talked about Varnashrama. So, Varnashrama is a very important aspect to save a Jivatma from hell or sin. But can it give protection always? How important it is in following, and how can we take it as a foolproof method? That will be a discussion there. And in the fourth one, okay, if the proposition is that one has to take to devotional service, then will a practicing devotee not fall? Will he not fall into sin? How will be his treatment? That will also be seen. And lastly, we will see the different motives for bhakti. That will be our conclusion. Krishna willing, we will try to cover them. So, seeing what leads a person to hell is important. So you all must have seen this diagram. It is there in Bhagavad Gita. It comes in the last few chapters, starting from 13, where it is described about the nature of this world in analysis. There is a very nice chapter in Bhagavad Gita which describes, which names also, in the sense, name sense, if you do this, you will be sent to hell, like that. And if you know, which is that chapter where there is often such kind of words Krishna uses, you will be cast into abominable places, darkness, like that.
It's 17th chapter, Prabhu.
17th.
I don't know, Prabhu. I'm not sure.
Okay, a chapter before that, 16. So 16th chapter is titled as Divine and Demoniac Nature. Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. So there is a lot of many shlokas where it is told what will make a Jivatma be cast to hell. Why God becomes so angry on them that he sends them to such dark suffering places. So we are seeing that first point. What is that description where we find those qualities that lead to? Because at least we can be aware, oh, I should not do this. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are this sequence of shlokas where Krishna becomes so angry on the jiva at a point. Usually Krishna is such a benevolent person. He always gives options. He is never, in that sense, enraged. But when he sees certain qualities, he becomes so angry that he spells out the results of such actions. He says that. So this is chapter 16. I'm just reading translations so that we can go the meaning of those verses very clearly. I request one of you to please read then text 19. Please read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Text 19. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life.
So two qualities, envy, dvesha, mischievous. It is actually a translation of krura. Krishna says, Tanaham dvishatah kruran samsareshu naradhaman. Kshipami ajasram. I throw him, kshipami ajasram, for practically eternity, perpetually, into hell. Then he says, what happens there? Read ahead. What happens there? Text 20.
What is reading? So I'm reading again, Prabhu. Text
Yeah, you can continue reading, meaning you need not stop until
Okay.
I say that change. Yeah.
Text 20. Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demoniac life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
So it becomes a downward spiral practically. A person takes such birth and he will again commit such acts and again he will get that kind of result. So downward in an eternal, deep down darkness actually becomes. Then he says clearly, what are those qualities which make me so frustrated about these jivas? Read them.
There are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give up these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul.
Continue.
Text 22. The man who has escaped these 3 gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination. Text 23. He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims and attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. Text 24. One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. Hare Krishna.
So here are the very clear, nice hints by Krishna. What qualities make a jiva fall to envy, mischief, or violence, krura? What else? Someone please try to point them out in our reading what we did. What else qualities? So know some of the qualities here.
Duplicity.
Duplicity. Okay. Yes. Anything more?
Not following the scriptural injection and act
Yeah, not
accordingly.
act according to whims. Yes, not following the scriptural codes. Anything more? Anything more? Very clearly, it's also mentioned 3 gates.
Three different gates.
Greed and anger.
Lust, anger, and greed.
Lust,
Yes.
anger, and greed, lag.
Yeah. So all of them take us to hell. If we follow like that, they will take us to hell. Actually, to sum it up, Krishna puts it the last, he who discards the Shastric instructions and acts whimsically, that is the underlying thing on which you can see the symptoms as lust, anger, greed, envy, violence, all that is stemming from here. So Krishna has given very clear indications of the codes of conduct for jivas in this world. That is Shastra. If one disregards a Shastra and acts in clear disobedience and arrogance, then Krishna will be forced to send us to this place. It's not that he loves to do it. No, no, no. Krishna, actually, he does it through an agent. That is Prakriti. He himself doesn't get involved, as we know. So he is perpetually happy, exchanging love with his devotees. So, like this, the Prakriti, the laws of nature, they will be forced to take us to hell because of these qualities. If we trace what are these qualities actually, there is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita 13:22, which tells the seed of this sin or suffering. It tells a very nice, let's see that shloka because that's important to understand. I'm trying to bring that shloka in our screen here. This is Purushaha Prakritistohi. Yeah. Bhunte Prakritijan Gunan Karanam Gunasangosya Sat Asad Yoni Janmasu. Krishna says in 13th chapter that the jiva who is situated in Prakriti, the jiva is actually belonging to internal energy because it is situated in the Sharira and the Prakriti around, which is contaminating. It is affected by the gunas. Actually, does gunas affect it? Do they have so much great power that they can influence someone of internal energy? How can external energy influence internal energy, which is considered superior? Actually, this happens only because the jivas chooses to stay there. The jiva chooses to enjoy. The word used is bhunte. So that desire to enjoy is facilitated, is nourished, is in fact elaborated into great detail by the gunas and the arrangements of Prakriti, due to which it perpetually associates in the guna, karanam gunasangosya, sad asad yoni janmasu. It associates with those 3 modes. Please read this. The living entity in material nature. Read this.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the 3 modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil amongst various species. Hare Krishna.
So clearly the point is it wants to enjoy. It wants selfish enjoyment, due to which it perpetually falls into this association of gunas and then chooses that repeated options because he chooses once this bad option, he has to undergo the experience, and the next time when again he is given the choice, he is more inclined to choose a bad option. In that sense, the gunas take over practically his scope of independence becomes very less and less and less and less. And he is helplessly being dragged there, actually. So it becomes like that. Nonetheless, the ability to choose independence is there, though in minute, though in a very dormant manner, it is always there with the jiva. But the ability to use it in a free, fair, wise manner is so much influenced by the past experiences, especially the modes, that practically jiva is helplessly choosing. That's why later I will explain that shloka from third chapter, where Krishna tells what is it that forces a jiva to commit sin helplessly. He says there actually. So nonetheless, the description of qualities we saw at least now. Now, then okay, Krishna gives a sequence of elevation. What is that elevation? That is the path of yoga. That is the path of gradual elevation. A jiva who is born in this world in ajnana is practically like animal, pashucharya. He has to raise himself through these methods of yoga, karma kanda, wherein he accepts shastra, sakama karma yoga, wherein he accepts the temporality of material nature and aims for spiritual nature. Then Nishkama Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is basically that part, but he has still some desires. He's also parallelly fulfilling his material desires, but he has an aim towards liberation. And slowly, slowly, he ascends to Jnana Yoga, wherein he leaves all material activities. And Ashtanga Yoga, he absorbs in meditation on highest truth, Paramasatya. And then he comes to realize that highest truth is a person, a loving, eternal, compassionate person with innumerable qualities, infinite qualities and energies. And he falls in love with that person. That's Bhakti Yoga. So the path of Bhakti is considered as the highest path in the sequence of elevation. Only when he reaches that highest point will he not fall back or down. Otherwise, he can at any time fall to the lowest rung. Because other paths are not eternal paths or eternal situations of stability. No. So, in a fortunate case, in the case of best fortune, a jiva can get an association of bhakti through bhaktas in a very early stage. It can happen at the place of karma yoga, and there the progress to highest place becomes speeded. It becomes fast. In a very special case, he can receive the association of pure devotees. Even an animal, when it has received a pure devotee association, some mercy, it can rise immediately to the highest rank. So usually the path which is in the extended yoga ladder, this is the gradual case of a follower of varnashrama. This is called varnashrama, to rise like this. Sakama Karma Yoga is the place where the ashramas and varnas are there. In Gnana Yoga, the path of virakti, that is sannyasa actually. And in the sannyasa stage, there is growth of consciousness like this. And bhakti is the highest summit of that varnashrama. So the varnashrama path is aimed to reach bhakti. Nonetheless, because of the great causeless mercy of devotees and Lord, there is a possibility that one can raise directly by the lift of bhakti than the ladder of yoga. So this is possible. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita. So that's the sequence or the stages of elevation which Krishna has offered in the Shastra. And to know this, the jiva has to accept a guru and hear from him, serve him, and follow his instructions. The guru makes the jiva slowly, slowly ascend higher. That's the importance of guru. That's the importance of Shastra. Guru speaks nothing but Shastra. So in that sense, Prabhupada had just now spoke about every jiva has to rise to the position of Brahmana. So Brahmana here means someone who has a great spiritual inclination. By qualities, Brahmana is seeking Brahma Jnana, that Brahma Vastu, which is actually Krishna, the Purna Brahma, Parabrahma, Krishna it is. So the Brahmana, he attains perfection when he reaches the stage of Vaishnava. Prabhupada has spoken that in the purport. So like this, one should learn and follow this path of elevation gradually, progressively. When one has received bhakti seed through Guru, we are all in the path of progressive yoga ladder, by the way. And if in case, like Srila Prabhupada's disciples or Srila Prabhupada gave that free causeless mercy, he was a pure devotee. And by that, one can ascend very, very fast. So that is also a possibility. But nonetheless, we can never demand that. We can follow what is offered to us in the mode of gratitude, in the mode of service. That's important. That's a sequence of elevation. Then, okay, if Prabhupada spoke about Varnashrama so much, Varnashrama is a safe environment for Jiva to be protected from sin. It does this purpose very nicely, actually. It gives daily many duties according to the inclinations of the jiva within the fold of dharma, within the ambit of dharma. In that sense, Varnashrama protects one from hell. There are clear spoken out instructions on what is not to be done. One should never do these 4 bad activities: illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, meat eating. No, clear no in Varnashrama Shastras, Dharma Shastras. If one is inclined very much for them, they may give some concessions, but the clear path is told. You should rise above it. You should follow Dharma. And it gives clear engagements according to one's guna and karma. At the same time, if one follows only Dharma Shastras and Varnashrama, he cannot be guaranteed protection from hell always. That's a very surprising statement, because Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita. Where does he say it? There is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. It comes in 36th verse. He doesn't say it in a direct manner. I am just taking a shloka which means it, because Arjuna has asked this question. He has asked, Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojita. Please read the translation. Arjuna said.
Arjuna said, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to do sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force?
So you should know the context of this shloka. Before this, the whole discussion of 3rd chapter is, what is the title? Any of you recollect the name of the 3rd chapter? Karma Yoga. So there elaborately Krishna has spoken about the principles of Karma Yoga, Varnashrama, all that Sakama Karma, Nishkama, all that is spoken. He even talks about a little about Bhakti also there. 3.30 is that very special verse. So after describing Varnashrama, Arjuna gets this thought. Still, person sometimes is helplessly forced to commit sin. Why does that happen, O Krishna? Of course, Krishna says after this, it's because of lust only, O Arjuna. And he tells that it can fall to anger, and it can make practically, it's an eternal enemy, Krishna says, Nitya Vairinaha. So kama, in essence, is that selfish enjoyment desire, which we saw in that verse from 13th chapter. It's always there in a jivatma in this world until he becomes fully pure, it will always be there. He has to get rid of it to take to by taking to bhakti. That's the only way to rise above karma actually. So Krishna says that one should actually take to buddhi yoga at the end of answer for this question. So what this indicates is varnashrama in itself cannot guarantee a protection from hell always. It surely is one of the best methods, but it cannot be always relied on exclusively. I will say that very clearly. Only varnashrama cannot guarantee. Sometimes most pious people are sometimes can commit great blunders. Krishna speaks about it also. So there are situations which we find in Bhagavata where a person who performed this varnashrama dharma, but there was a slight lapse, slight mistake, and he fell to hell. Any example?
Ajamila.
Ajamila. Okay, Ajamila. Yes, that's one clear example. Nice. He was a proper varnashrama follower, but he had some bad sight and he fell. That's true. Anything more?
Bharat Maharaj.
Say again.
Bharat Maharaj.
Oh, yes. Bharata also. Yes. He also practically he was in Jnana Yoga stage. He had attained almost Dhyana. He was in Bhava stage of practically Bhakti. He had ascended to Bhakti to such high extent. Yet he fell actually. There's a very clear reason for it. Later we'll see that.
Vishwamitra and Saurabha Muni.
Vishwamitra and Saurabha, yes. Yeah, Saubhari Muni, correct. Yeah, that's true. So there are many actually. In Bhagavata, one clear example comes of Prachina Barhishat, who was a rigid practitioner of Sakama Karma. And there Narada Muni says, all those animals whom you killed are waiting to cause you pain. And then there is one very famous king who comes in Krishna Lila.
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ತಣ್ಣಗಾಗ್ತದೆ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ
Is it Nruga Maharaj? Nruga Maharaj.
Nriga Maharaja, correct. Nriga. So
Prabhu,
this Nriga,
Prachina Barhi, what he kills animals, Prabhu?
he is doing yajna after yajna. And in the course of doing yajnas, Hare Krishna, kindly mute because I get distracted.
ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇದು ಕಳ್ಸಿದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಇವ್ರು ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿಗಳು ಕಳ್ಸಿ
Okay. Yeah, we were speaking about Prachina Barhi. So Prachina Barhi was practically continuously doing yajnas. But there it's described that in the course of doing yajnas, it's not that always the yajnas are successful. There will be some lapse in this material world always. Some dosha will be there. And those doshas, a little lapse will cause great bad result because he's offering an animal at the end. And if there is some lapse, then that animal may not get rebirth in a better manner. Then he is responsible for that killing. So the Sakama Karma never guarantees one protection from sin always. No. There is so much of selfishness as a motive due to which one has to suffer that result. So King Prachina Barishat and King Draga, he went to give charity. And because of some misunderstanding or so not doing it well with the proper etiquette and following it properly, he caused some dissatisfaction in a Brahmana who spelt out a curse. And he became a lizard. You all know that. In Krishna Lila, he becomes a lizard, and Krishna comes and he touches him, and then he converts, and then he says beautiful praise, King Draga. So like this, we can see that Varnashrama cannot guarantee a protection. It is surely offering protection, but it cannot be an exclusive shelter for protection from hell. So then what is it? As Prabhupada says, it can only be bhakti. Oh, then you are just making us blind to those situations where a bhakta accidentally has committed sin, and will he not face same result like a varnashrama follower? No. Bhagavata says it very differently. Bhagavata says one very nice shloka in the very beginning canto, first canto. It says this in a Narada Vyasa Samvada. Narada says this. Navaijano jatu kathanchana vrajain mukunda sevyanyavadanga samsritim smaran mukundangri upaguhanam punar vihatu michhe narasagraho jana. So Narada is telling Vyasa, hey Vyasa, you have described Varnashrama very well, Dharmartha Kama Moksha. But don't you know that the prema or that bhakti is the highest kalyana for a jiva? Even if while practicing bhakti, a jiva slips and falls into sin, his treatment, the reaction to his activity will be very different. Because he's attempting to rise above by taking to bhakti. His motive in performing bhakti is to please Lord. Even if he accidentally falls to sin because of some purva samskara, material nature always gives a benefit of doubt. In fact, Krishna is controlling his life and he quickly brings him to right conduct. Can someone please read translation of this? Please read.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, my dear. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
My dear,
Yes, Prabhu.
my dear Vyasa, even though a devotee of Lord Krishna sometimes falls down somehow or other, he certainly does not undergo material existence like others, fruitive works, etc. Because a person who has once relished the taste of the lotus feet of the Lord can do nothing but remember that ecstasy again and again.
Again
Srimad
and
Bhagavatam.
again. See, just see, very interesting. His fate will be not like a sinful person who fell to hell. Surely a devotee will also be given suffering, but that suffering will make him deeply remember Krishna. He will repent his bad activity and he will come to Krishna's shelter more fervently. I request devotees to read the purport of this shloka. I am not able to show it in the interest of time. Very nice purport. Prabhupada says how Krishna mercifully gives little punishment. At the same time, he is next to him giving repeated opportunity to raise him above. The punishment meted out by Krishna is not the same as punishment by laws of nature. Very different. The basic underlying thing is he will never be sent to hell. A devotee will not be sent to hell. He may be given some punishment and quickly he rectifies because he has the pure principle in his heart that repentance will awaken and will clearly reform by that actually. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has spoken out his heart. There are some shlokas where Krishna says, even if my devotee falls into wrong activities, I protect him because he has taken to my path in great sincerity. Even if there are some accidental sins, I will consider him as a saint and I will quickly reinstate him. I will raise him to the right conduct. In fact, the devotee will feel so sad that I behaved so bad and brought bad name to the path of bhakti. I should not do it again. This determination is very, very praiseworthy. So there are shlokas in Bhakti Bhagavad Gita in 9th chapter where Krishna tells how the path of bhakti raises one from incidental faults. Incident means there was a situation due to which a jiva committed a sin. It was the force of circumstance. There was no intention of exploitation or enjoyment. No. It was a force of circumstance due to purva samskara. The famous shloka, Api chet suduracharo, it is there actually. It's accidental fault, which happened because of the situation or an incident. Now, there is one more shloka which Krishna has spoken, Prabhupada has quoted in this purport, 932, where Krishna says, Mam hi partha vipashritya. Epi syo papa yonaya striyo vaishyas tatha shudras tepi yanti param gati. What it means is, even if a person is born in a body, be it Vaishya, Shudra, Stri, or any, which are considered materially very downpulling, they bind a person to matter more strongly. Such kind of inherent faults, even if a person has because of the janma he has taken, yet bhakti can raise him. Vyapashrityai, tepi yanti param gatim. If one takes my shelter, the shelter of bhakti, he can rise to the highest abode. So the point is the power of bhakti, the glory of bhakti. Prabhupada has told it in this purport. So understanding this, we should take to the path of bhakti in great appreciation, in great faith, in great sincerity. That is the true way to rise above these hells. So today we have seen these two types of hells. One type of hell wherein a person who is born in a higher varna, kshatriya or higher varna, if he neglects to do his duties, then he will fall to Vaitarani. Then a person who is born a Shudra, it's inherently there in him. If he continues to act like that, then he will perpetually keep falling into another hell called Puyoda. So the solution for both this situation is to take to bhakti. And that happens by the association of a bhakta, which in fact is causeless actually. So when that good fortune arises, then the jiva should utilize his free will properly. He should exhibit honesty, humility, sincerity, and determination. And Krishna will help him, provide him multiple opportunities. As soon as he sees a trace of this quality, Krishna will shower him with innumerable opportunities to rise above. So in that sense, a jiva can get elevated. There is one Leela in Krishna's pastimes. I will conclude with this small description. There is one Leela in Krishna's pastimes wherein, of course, we know in the Krishna's Janma Leela or Vrindavana Leela, there are many, many demons who are coming so many times. And all these demons had sinful background. There are demons who are called Putana. Pu means sin. There is a brother of that Putana who was also called as sin personified. Who is this? Who is this demon? Aghasura. The very name Agha means sin. Actually, this reminds me, there is that city in US called a Sin City. They very proudly say Sin City, but they know that sin will cause suffering. They will do all bad things there openly, and they will suffer also. I think Los Angeles, Las Vegas, I believe. One of them.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, they very proudly say you can do all sin here. Array, you will go to hell there. Basically, they are giving free ticket to hell there, actually, though you pay a lot to go to that place. So Aghasura, he is a personified sin. Agha, so cruel. He came in this form, so deceiving, and he just not wanted to kill Krishna. He wanted to induce all the Gopas to enter him, kill in the pretext of saving them. Krishna will enter and I will kill them without any trace only, like a python swallows someone and it doesn't even leave a speck out. At the end it may leave out bones. Like that the sin is. It will take away all one's good merits, unless they are devotional actually. So the point is, he had such cruel intent. And in this Leela, very surprisingly, the Gopas, They want to show how Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala, Bhakta Vashya. Hey, Krishna, we are seeing this strange place. It's nice playground. We are jumping around. It's nice cave. We are also understanding that it is a demon. You have killed so many demons. We don't fear any demons. Bye. And they are entering in front of Krishna. And Krishna is telling, wait, wait, don't enter, don't enter. And they enter. It's one of those rare times in Vrindavan. This happens often, but never in outside Vrindavan, where Krishna feels himself defeated in his intention. Krishna wants to stop Gopas, but he's not able to. Never it happens outside Vrindavan. He is invincible. He is Achyuta, infallible. Everything he desires happens for sure. There is never a lack of lapse of time or things like that. No. But here in Vrindavan, because of the Leela Shakti to exhibit more rasa, it happens. And Krishna understands these gopas are so much loving me, surrendered to me. I am sold out to them. I have to protect them. I will enter this Agha. So they enter that Aghasura. And Krishna, as soon as he enters, which this demon was waiting, even the Devatas are surprised. My God, this our dear darling Krishna is entering. This demon will do, we don't know what. They don't have so much faith like Gopas. They are afraid, oh, Krishna, don't go, don't go. And they're very much in anxiety, in pain. But Gopas have entered, and Krishna is, inspired to protect them always. So he enters. As we know, how does he kill that demon? What happens next? You all must be familiar with this pastime. Any of you?
He will expand so much. Will make him.
Yeah, correct. So he expands his body. That's one of, actually, only Leela where Krishna expands his body. Every Leela in Vrindavan, he does it so nonchalantly, so effortlessly in his same very small form. But in this Leela, he wants to expand and choke up this demon and save his dear friends. He brings them back to life and then brings them out. Of course, as soon as he comes out, this Agha, he comes and then he enters the body of Krishna. He attains a very different destination than other demons, because he gave pleasure to Krishna's devotees, Gopas. Krishna very mercifully gives him Sakara Mukti, that is personal liberation. He becomes an associate of Lord in Vaikuntha, actually. So anyway, the point is, the path of bhakti, even a sinful person can take it. And it doesn't demand that one should be pure, only then he can take to bhakti. No. Like Krishna entered this person, Agha, because the devotee has already entered. So Krishna enters. And then his very entrance purifies that entity, Aghasura. He becomes later a pleasure place, a pleasure, beautiful playing ground for children after the pastime, actually. When he comes out, there is so much celebration. So he becomes a great pleasure ground for the children. They kept playing there for a long, long time later. So the point is, even if our hearts are so much laden with sin, if the Gopa like devotees enter our heart, which is the causeless mercy, then Krishna will surely enter sooner or later, because he loves those devotees. If they have showered us a good wish, mercy, then Krishna will enter and he will purify us fully. But nonetheless, we should not act like Aghasura. We should not torment devotees. We should not cause aparadhas. We should be actually in the mood of service and humility and sincerely practice the path of bhakti. So thank you very much. So today, in our discussion on Bhagavatam, we saw aspects of those two hells. What are they? Who go there? And then we saw in the sequence of understanding. The first one we saw was, what are those qualities that lead to hell? We saw 16th chapter qualities. Then how can one elevate from those bad qualities which lead to hell? There we saw the path of yoga, the ladder and the lift, both we saw. And then we saw, okay, basically Varnashrama is the suggestion there. Then can Varnashrama guarantee protection always? That also we saw. No, not always. One should take help of bhakti. One should practice Varnashrama because it's a very congenial environment, but one should aim for bhakti. His main deciding rule of thumb should be what is favorable for bhakti, what is unfavorable for bhakti. If some Varnashrama principle is favorable, accept it. Getting up early, behaving in a Brahminical, leading a Brahminical lifestyle, cleanliness, purity, and basically many qualities. If something is unfavorable coming in the way of bhakti, then a devotee will not follow such Varnashrama principle. And then later we saw, even if a person accidentally falls in bhakti, or even if one has come in a situation of fault, still bhakti will raise him above. That's the power of bhakti. And lastly, we saw that pastime of Krishna of Vrindavan, where he purified one of sin. Thank you very much. I am better off last time. I just completed 3 minutes straight. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any comment or question? Please. Any of you want to add anything? Sankarshana Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank
Any
you very much.
senior devotees are here. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for very beautifully narrating and comparing that with what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, and also what's the position of the devotees when they commit sinful acts, what type of punishment they get. Thank you, Prabhuji. I would request the devotees to unmute the mic and share their comments or questions, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavata Pranam. Very beautifully explained the qualities and how the ladder will help the practicing people to come up, as well as the Varnashrama Dharma, and how the last pastime explanation was beautiful, extremely good. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Nicely relation your speeches. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavata Pranam. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavata Pranam. Thanks for making us revise and recollect things what we have read. Because many times we just read, but we don't apply. At least me, it's applicable to me.
It's the case very much with me. And this is one way I can remind myself. Though I may speak, it's not that I have the ability to follow. I request all of you to bless me that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
Dandavata Pranam Prabhu. It is a wonderful, heart-touching session today. So completely immersed in the presentation, Prabhu. Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Especially the chart of 3 stages of elevation. It was really started, analyzing between, and, by the time I thought of comparing, the screen went, but I was feeling, it is a very interesting presentation. Hari Bol.
I will send it to our Prabhu.
Yeah.
You can see that at your time. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any comment, questions? Yeah, yes.
Yeah, thank you very much for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Very immersed in the class. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any of you
Hare
want to
Krishna,
add
Prabhu.
anything? Most welcome. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, now we understood that the devotees will never go to hell, Prabhuji. It is that we understand that they will never go to hell.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, okay, Prabhuji, because I heard in one Gomata pastimes where, because Janaka Maharaj during his ruling, he disturbs one cow when it goes to drink water in the pond, and he had to visit, while going to Vaikunta, he has to just pass through hell and go. So, how to understand this, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Please.
In fact, there are pastimes in 9th canto wherein
Yes,
a person very accidentally kills a cow.
Yes, Prabhuji.
He is actually a protector of cows, but it was a dark night, and a tiger had attacked in the fit of protecting a cow, which he uses, which he tries to do with a weapon. He accidentally, in that darkness, he harms the cow. And there, someone who comes in the day, the sage, he comes and curses that person. You will go to hell. Ninth canto is so many pastimes where there are curses on devotees because they had some slips. If you see the study of ninth canto, there are many cases like that. But very surprisingly, though he had gotten a curse, he takes to bhakti. His curse was that in next life he will become very abominable. But he did not take next life only. So Bhagavatam tells because of the practice of bhakti, he went in that very same life to spiritual world. So sometimes there are instances like you just now told about pastime of Janaka. Even in some way of telling of Mahabharata, it is told Pandavas also went to hell for a while. Is it not? Or someone who does some abominable act, they went to hell. But that experience of hell is actually very different from sinners going to hell. It is shown that these people also went to hell. Why? Because the common people who don't have Shraddha and Bhakti, they will at least see this part of their life and they will guard themselves from sin. Because for them, the fear is the driving factor for rectification. I did not talk about that last point, different motives for bhakti. Usually, the understanding of sin, hell, all this is a fear driven approach to take to bhakti. But a devotee takes to bhakti because of love, at least because of duty. So there is fear and desire, which are also motives for bhakti. Good, you are coming to bhakti, it's very well, nice, but rise above it. So there are situations like Pandavas going to hell. How do we understand this? That's another important discussion. They went to hell, but that was just a transit. They went to spiritual world. They did not go to hell for suffering like the commoners. But we should understand this. The leelas of devotees are for two purposes. One is to give a loka shiksha, an example for common people of society. Another is to show for those who are faithful what will be the result of practicing bhakti. So there is a second aspect which Bhagavatam describes very well. So Bhagavatam shows what is not even very externally evident or externally visible, something internal, so internally deep in a life of a bhakta. Even if he's facing misery, even if he's facing injustice, even if he's undergoing so much of trouble and suffering, how is he feeling internally? That is the vision of Bhagavata, which is very private and sacred. So in that spirit, even if one falls, there are shlokas in Bhagavatam, even if I go to hell, oh Lord, I don't want to forget you. Please bless me that. What does that mean? A devotee is ready to go to hell also. But the suffering of hell will not make him dejected. It will not be a panicky future for thinking for him. For him, greater suffering is, I don't want to forget you, O Lord. Please put me in hell, no problem. But don't make me forget you. Because that remembrance of Krishna is the highest amrita, even if one is in suffering. And that is the promise of Bhagavata. That's what Bhagavata gives as a solution, actually. I hope it helps you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for
Hare
clarifying.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
If
Heli.
time permits, I have a question, Prabhu.
Yes, yes.
Actually,
Yes.
when we're discussing about the Arjuna and Krishna's discussion, Krishna tells everyone has a sinful quality within them. Then when they purify, then only it will go off. Like it's correct, na Prabhu? It's like that. No?
Which incident you are telling?
Yeah, Arjuna and Krishna's discussion, Prabhu. When Krishna, Arjuna asks, no, someone will do that one. What I'm asking is, how can we know one can purify and in what stage they will be purified, Prabhu?
Yeah. So there are different stages of bhakti, right? We may know that 9 stages. Until a person reaches a nishtha, there is always a possibility of falling to anarthas and sins. Even up to the platform of bhava also, there could be a possibility. Like Bharata fell from the stage of bhava. There is a possibility. It's not that always, but there is a possibility. If a practitioner takes due caution, takes good association, he practices, he will not fall. But there can be a fall. That theoretical possibility is always there, at least until nishtha, that is crossing anartha nivritti, or even bhava also theoretically a person can fall because of some aparadhas, which are very deep down faults. But at prema, no fall. Once one attains prema, no fall at all. So this is guaranteed. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells, there are very clear verses. I will show one verse where Krishna tells, in the 7th chapter, last verse. What is that? Dridhanishchayaha. Any of you recollect that? All past. Etvantagatam papam janana. What does it go? Yesham tu antagatam papam. Yes. I will show this one shloka and I will conclude there. So Krishna tells, this is 7th chapter, last verse. Can you read this? Can you kindly read this? Yeah, translation only. Yes.
Yeah, persons who have acted wisely in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated or freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with
determination. So point is, unless one's sinful actions have gone away fully, one's determination will not grow fully. That's why nishtha, stage of nishtha means determination. Till the stage of attaining nishtha, there is a struggle. There's a hard struggle actually. That's why we need help of association all the more, in fact. Always it is needed, but in anartha nivritti stage, we need associations like discussions like this, reading of shastras like this, services like this. So then we can be inspired to take that struggle, which is worth. There could be many struggles we take in life, which may at the end be fruitless, but this struggle is worth it. Daily getting up early, chanting the holy names, reading Bhagavata, visiting temple, offering seva. It's worth the struggle. At the end of life, we will feel deeply satisfied that yes, I did something for my eternal investment. So the point is, until one rises to nishtha, there will be some struggle. Anartha nivritti, anarthas will rise. So the point is, one should try to rise above anarthas. That is the sincerity of a bhakta. He very sincerely takes shelter of bhakti, engages himself, and doesn't give time to maya or anartha. That way, he basically transfumes or sublimates one from the stage of anarthas. So that's why this is told. Krishna is telling that at least attain the stage of nishtha, then you will become dridhanishchayaha. The word is used actually here. Dridhavrata. You become my dridha in my bhakti. So that until nishtha, surely it will be there. After that, there could be a little struggle, but more it will be fastened because of the attraction of Krishna, which is more experienceable at that stage actually. This is how Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu describes. So if you want more details, you can read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Madhurya Kadambini. These two books are very, very clear descriptions of growth beyond anarthas. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Helpful?
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna. Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, one more book you told, Madhurya?
Madhurya Kadambini. That is a book about Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu written by another Acharya, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But I suggest that if we just take up Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu learning, it is deeply giving us faith and inspiration, because we learn the glory of Bhakti very nicely. In the very beginning chapters only it comes. So that will be helpful actually. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you,
Sankarshan
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Thank you,
Okay,
Prabhuji.
yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
a wonderful class, and we will end today's session with Vaishnava Pranam, Prabhuji. Vancha
Vancha
kalpatarubhyascha
kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, कोटि
Jai Jai Jai.
हरि हरि बोल.
Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Great. I'll end the Zoom session now. Devotees, we will meet tomorrow morning, same time. Krishna will. Hare Krishna.